This episode of the Golf Unfiltered podcast is brought to you by WorldwideGolfShops.com. Be sure to go out to WorldwideGolfShops.com for all of your equipment, apparel, and accessory needs. They've even got training aids. They've got all the great stuff from all the brands that you hear on our podcast every week. So once again, that is WorldwideGolfShops.com.
You're listening to the Golf Unfiltered podcast, your source for in-depth interviews with the biggest names, brands, and personalities in golf. Our mission? To keep you informed and help you enjoy the game even more. And now, the owner and host of the Golf Unfiltered podcast, Adam Fonseca.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Golf Unfiltered podcast. I am your host, as always, Adam from golfunfiltered.com. You can follow us all over social media at Golf Unfiltered. You know where to find us on email, golfunfiltered@gmail.com. Hello to our friends at the hackersparadise.com, as well as those of you listening to this show on the THP mobile app. Hello to our friends over at Cleveland and Srixon Golf. I've been trying out the Cleveland Launcher HB Turbo for a little bit here, the new driver that has just been released. And I got to say, there's a review on the site that you guys can go and check out, and it is a loud club. I have to say that, but I do enjoy it. It is actually all the numbers were right where I needed them, right out of the box, which was really interesting. Spin rate was good, launch was pretty good, and I'm still playing around with it a little bit here in the time that I have left in the golf season, and so I'm really looking forward to getting that out on the course at least one more time. And of course, today, as the title of the episode suggests, we are talking to Mr. Alex DePallo. He is from Perry Ellis International, actually, but they are part of the larger Callaway Golf umbrella. It just seems like there's so many companies under Callaway these days, which is a good thing because, they make some great products. They've got a lot of great brands underneath them, such as OGO. Travis Matthew is also a part of the entire umbrella. And, of course, Callaway Golf also features a great apparel line. And so Alex is on the show today to talk about Callaway's new Weather Series. It's a type of apparel line or a series that Callaway has released a few times over the years. And this is just another great edition of that Weather Series. And the whole point of it, as Alex is going to talk about today in the episode, is to keep you on the course for a little bit longer, despite the changes in weather. And believe me, that's something that we in Chicagoland can definitely use every single year. And I know I'm going to use it. So they were able to send over a few pieces for me to try out. Looking forward to getting on the course and doing so. So before we get into the episode, though, if you like what we do, and we asked this a few times in past episodes, go out to iTunes, folks, and do us a solid today. Go out and leave us a review. Doesn't have to be a 5-star review, but just go out and leave us a review. Write something down if you'd like. Give us some feedback on what you like about the show, some things that you would like to be a little bit different. That's really going to help us out a lot because right now we would love to go up the podcast charts, specifically in the golf section, so that more people can enjoy these episodes that we bring to you every week. And to be completely honest, we want to be able to get out to a greater audience. We've got a great audience right now in terms of volume. There are some very specific niches, I guess you could say. I hate saying that word. I never know if I say it right. But there are some little groups of listeners that are extremely loyal, and they are people in the industry. They work at brands. They are engineers. You guys have reached out to me multiple times to let us know what you think about the episodes that we do. We want to expand that audience to other people in the golf world. And one way that you can help do that, we're not asking for donations, we're not asking for anything like that, is for you to go out and leave us a rating on iTunes. 5 stars would be amazing, but leave us anything that you feel is appropriate. So, that being said, sit back and relax. Once again, we have Mr. Alex DePallo from Perry Ellis International / Callaway Golf Apparel. Be sure to go out to CallawayApparel.com to take a look at everything that we're going to talk about in today's conversation. I hope you enjoy it.
I know you love the game, even though it drives every single one of us crazy. Hi, this is Bill Hobson, and I host the 4 Golfers Network podcast, where we celebrate golf in every way imaginable. You'll hear interviews with the biggest names in the sport, travel features, special contests, and we even take your calls. So after you listen to Adam and Golf Unfiltered, give us a try. Subscribe to the 4 Golfers Network podcast. That's FORE on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and everywhere else podcasts are found.
Welcome back, folks. As I mentioned at the top of the show, for the first time, we welcome Mr. Alex DePallo. He is the brand marketing manager of Callaway Apparel. Alex, it's so nice to have you on. I know we've met face-to-face one time, most recently in Orlando, and it's good to speak with you again.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. And I'm excited to talk to everybody about what's happening with Callaway Apparel.
So before we get into the new line, and it's a new update to the weather series that Callaway Apparel offers, why don't you let our listeners know a little bit about how long you've been with the brand and what you currently do as far as your responsibilities at Callaway Apparel?
Yeah, so I started with Callaway Apparel almost 2 years ago, and I pretty much handle all of our marketing needs, from brand marketing and creative development to I'm the social media manager. I'm the sports marketing manager. So I handle all of our tour player relationships, product seeding, media, PR, in-store signage, retailer relationships. So yeah, a little bit of a one-man marketing team. I have a great graphic design team and some folks that help, of course. But we kind of work with a little bit of a Swiss Army knife of a job, which is great. It keeps it fun and interesting every day.
That's always good. And I like the term Swiss Army knife. I mean, there's a lot of companies that have people, specifically in golf, that carry and wear a lot of hats. It sounds like Callaway Apparel seems to be pretty similar.
Yeah, I think, having been in the golf industry now for almost 10 years, you learn to wear a lot of hats because there's a lot going on. And, as somebody that considers himself pretty, ambitious and wants to learn more about the industry, the more that you say you're willing to do or you're willing to explore, the more people are going to give you. So it always helps to, keep things new and interesting and not get into the doldrums and the monotony of the day that work can bring. That, it really keeps it so that every day is different. And I'm always, able to learn something new about the industry, talk to somebody new, and, really just expand, what I'm doing professionally and what I'm, able to bring and help to build the Callaway Apparel brand.
What I like so much about talking to people like yourself who work at brands is to just learn a little bit about the new things that come out, the new innovation and technology that comes out in the products. And that leads us to the new Weather Series edition for Callaway Apparel. And why don't you let us know a little bit, Alex, about at a high level, some of the things that we can expect in this new series?
Yeah, so the Callaway Weather Series is, that's what we call our outerwear collection. Mm-hmm. We call it the Weather Series because it covers anything for every kind of weather. So that's ranging from, lightweight to midweight pullovers. That's wind and water resistant, wind shirts, lighter weight rain jackets, all the way up to, super high performance, waterproof rain suits, etc. This really covers the full spectrum of product. Mm-hmm. So we're really excited for this year to bring out what we're considering essentially a brand new lineup. I was just doing the math actually before I hopped on with you, and we've got, between men's and women's, 14 new styles this year. And that ranges from, like I was saying, from midweight pullovers to our all new Storm Guard rain suit. So, really providing the full array of weights and needs for golfers to be able to play in whatever condition that they come across. And not just that, but to play unrestricted in every condition. That's mm-hmm. the theme of our message this year is play unrestricted in every condition, because not only have we revamped the entire lineup with new styles, materials, we've also infused our swing technology into, I would say, 95% of the pieces. I mm-hmm. think there's one vest that doesn't have it. So, really trying to bring that technologically advanced construction and materials into outerwear, because where in golf apparel do you need better range of motion and less restriction than when you're layered up wearing multiple items and trying to brave the elements. We think that it is absolutely vital not just to keep you warm or to keep you dry, but to keep you swinging free and making sure that apparel is not a part of the equation in your golf swing.
And that is so important. And I know Swing Tech's been around for a couple years now, and just having that freedom of motion. I've got a couple golf shirts with Swing Tech on it or in it, and I could definitely agree that you have a full range of motion. I'd imagine that there was a lot of product testing that went into that development.
Yeah, there was. It's something that, people think that, the development process assured is assured, and, it's just that. But, our design team works almost 2 years in advance on a product line. I mean, I was just a part of our spring 21 product review 2 weeks ago. So we're already looking way down the line in what's next. But in terms of, developing Swing Tech, there's player testing that goes into it. There's fit tests. There's a lot of things that go in to really make something true performance apparel. I think there's a clear delineation between a golf shirt and true performance golf apparel, which is what Callaway Apparel specializes in.
Mm-hmm.
So, really taking that idea of Swing Tech, because, we want to bring performance, but we also have a fit expectation for our customers. They know the way that the product fits. We want to make sure that they're comfortable when they're buying a shirt. They know that, they're not going to have to try it on every single time that they go into the store. They have a fit consistency and a fit expectation. So, with that Swing Tech construction, it was really re-engineering how to bring an athletic raglan sleeve construction, which
mm-hmm.
typically would mean for a much more fitted athletic body shape, which is not what our customer is used to.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to re-engineer those seams to get our classic golf fit, but with that athletic performance, and then mixing that with our, blended four-way stretch materials that allow for that better range of motion. It's kind of that, that perfect combo in bringing that product that meets all of our customer needs.
I'm just going to refer to my body shape as the classic golf fit for now on. That's what I'm going to go with. I like that.
Yeah,
so
you and me both, man. You and me both.
It's interesting too, Alex, because I've had the opportunity to try out a couple of the new pieces of from the with Swing Tech and with the Weather Series. It just feels so good. I mean, there's a thing to be said about articles that want you to or allow you to have that free range of motion. You don't want to go out and have a ton of layers on to just go and enjoy the game, first of all, because I live in Chicago, as you know, and we have maybe 6 months out of the year that we have actually decent weather, but we're going to try to stretch out our golf season as much as we can. And articles of clothing like what Callaway Apparel is offering is really just what we need in order for us to stay on the course.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that is our goal when we come out with an outerwear update, or when we come out with, this new Weather Series, is to help golfers extend their season, play 2 more rounds, play for 2 more weeks, 2 more months, whatever
mm-hmm.
it may be. However far that they're willing to venture into the elements, we want to make sure that we have a product to have them covered. So that, we range all the way from, all the way up to Thermore-filled jackets and vests, which is a proprietary thermal lining that's very lightweight, very flexible, but keeps you really warm. Like I was saying with our Swing Tech or our Storm Guard waterproof jacket and pants, being able to bring in waterwear that's warm, that's breathable, that has 4-way stretch, that has twice as much water, 2 times higher waterproof rating than our prior version, but still is lighter, more breathable, has more stretch. So really being able to span the range of elements, both for men's and for women's, we think that's very important too, because that doesn't stop, either way. But really having products that can cover any sort of element. There's not a condition, unless there is an absolute blizzard, that we don't have you covered.
And why would you be playing golf in the blizzard anyway? But I'll tell you what, Alex, there are some crazies out here in Chicago.
I've seen crazier things. I've seen crazier things. I remember being back after college, and this was right after I really caught the full golf addiction, where like I was trying to go practice every day, all of that. I moved back to Philadelphia where my parents were, in the middle of the winter, and I remember going out there, multiple layers, and I met a guy who, they played no matter what, unless there was full snow coverage on the ground. They played every single day. This guy had a cart wrap, and then he had this amazing invention that was a little propane tank that fit in the cup holder that had a fan that would blow hot air out at him so you could go up. He had the mittens that you slipped your hands into on that attached to the steering wheel. I mean, this guy was so prepared. But it shows like that people love this game, and they will go to outrageous extents to continue to play. So we just want to be the people that can help you, help your craziness, help you keep on that, and we feed the addiction.
I like that. Yeah, help us, Alex. Continue to help us. You're doing well.
Yeah,
Callaway Apparel are basically enablers of our addiction to the game. Yeah,
we are. We're helping you mainline golf.
Nice. Something that you mentioned there too. I mean, and you probably already touched on this a little bit, but just the concept of finding something that is breathable as well as lightweight, but also keeping you warm. I mean, that can't be easy to do.
It's not, but we have a design team that will span the globe in terms of searching for the best materials and the most technically advanced materials to allow for that combination. We have a piece that's brand new, the Swing Tech Outlast quarter zip. It's unbelievable. So the material that's used in that actually was originated by NASA. It was used to line the interior of spacesuits because of its temperature regulating properties, in that it reacts to your skin, and if it feels your skin cooling down, it will actually tense up and hold in heat, and then vice versa. If it feels heat and moisture radiating off your skin, it will expand and allow for better breathability. So it actually reacts to your skin's temperature to keep you warm. I mean, this thing, it's unbelievable. You can, you can feel it, and it's so lightweight and it's so breathable, but if it gets cold, it will absolutely keep you very warm. And it is, it's amazing what fabric technology is out there, and, all of the ways that these, companies, and it's kind of way beyond my realm of expertise, but we have a design team that specializes in that. They're great at it. And, it's pretty spectacular. You can go back, and when you're thinking the only options you had were a sweatshirt or a sweater,
right,
like a wool sweater, that's kind of all you had, or you had some kind of, basically like a plastic bag poncho that was keeping you dry, to now you've got 4-way stretch, you've got moisture wicking, you've got UV protection. I mean, it's got everything. So I think the advancements in technology and apparel have, they've kept up with equipment, and it's just bringing that to the forefront of, what these designers are doing to be able to help golfers perform their best every time.
And I think that's a step in the right direction, because even in the old days that you just illustrated, people would think of golf as more of an activity, like a leisurely activity that you would, just grab anything you've got in your closet, and hopefully it keeps you warm and dry, as you mentioned. But now with things like, what Callaway Apparel are doing, it sounds like golfers are actually being treated as the athletes that they really are.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a sport. It has physical demands, and there are exterior factors that can equate into your performance. So why would you not want to be giving yourself the best opportunity to perform, regardless of the condition? I think that's it's vital. You've got to take that into equipment, just like you get your clubs regripped, or you respike your shoes, or you get new gloves, or whatever it may be. All of those things add up to the total package of performance. And I think if more people, paid attention and really focused on, finding brands like ourselves that are really trying to push the boundaries in terms of apparel technology, they'll find that it does help them, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. It does help their performance.
Now, once again, listeners, we're talking to Alex DePallo of Callaway Apparel. And Alex, we've talked a lot about the technology and the design elements that go into the newest line from the Weather Series from Callaway. It sounds expensive, but actually what is so impressive to me is that these pieces of clothing are actually very affordable. I mean, I speak of things that aren't easy to do. I mean, there's a lot of attention obviously paid to making sure that these pieces are actually affordable for players like me who can go out and buy them. Yeah,
absolutely. That's vital for us. We like to find that, that balance of being able to build all of the performance attributes into a product while not making it to the level of outrageous prices that we're pricing ourselves out of a consideration set for the majority of the golf public.
Right.
We really want to fit in that balance, and we know that we're not the most expensive, but we're not the most, we're not the cheapest. There's definitely stuff out there that if you want to get that is a lot less expensive, you're totally there for it. You're not going to get the same level of performance. We want to make it and be able to build in as much technology and performance as we can while still maintaining a price that meets the needs of the majority of the golf market. And that's where, we have an unbelievable sourcing team that that works tirelessly to be able to build in that element and find the ways to build performance while maintaining that price. And, we pride ourselves on being, affordable performance, luxury, all of that. It's not, we're not going to, we don't want to be outrageous, but we want to make sure that we're not cutting corners in terms of price. We want to make sure that we're getting all of the performance elements, and then let's figure how to get it to the price that it needs to be.
Something that a lot of golf equipment brands are doing these days is allowing amateur players like me and you to play the same equipment as the people we see on TV, the touring pros. I'd imagine that that's pretty much the same with apparel. And will the touring pros, specifically those under the Callaway stable, have these pieces of clothing as they get into the more, wintry months moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. We do use the exact same product that you would buy in the stores. We've actually already sent all of our outerwear pieces out for our tour pros. We typically will get them stocked up. We kind of did that in the quote unquote off season that happened for 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
And we made sure to get them stocked up so that, if they're going to be on the road for 4, 5, 6 weeks, that they have the products that they need, from week to week, because you may be in Vegas last week and it was, the weather was perfect, and then you could go to Houston and, it could be, 50 and blowing, and you need, wind wear, or it might rain, it might get chilly, you kind of never know. This is like that in between season. So we want to make sure that all of our players are prepared. So we overstock them with outerwear, along with, their update of shirts and pants, etc. But yeah, it's the same product that you'll see in stores. And, we really pride ourselves on making that connection, because, obviously that pyramid of influence of what's seen on tour sells in store, that, we believe in that. So we want to make sure that our players are wearing what you're seeing in the stores the newest products and that they're showing them off in all of the availability that we have. So, we take a lot of pride in that, and you will definitely be seeing that going forward.
Do tour players have a lot of say in the design of the new pieces?
I wouldn't say they have a ton in terms of the design.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, we have a pretty wide array of styles that we work with within our catalog. It's really working within the player, with each player to say, what is your personal style and what pieces really fit the best for you. So we don't send every single item from our catalog every year to every player, because we know some players, they're more conservative. They're not going to wear, super bright colors, or some person may prefer, one stripe versus a different stripe, or, I think there's a variety in there, and it all depends on the player and how they view their personal styles. So that's something that I do, is take time, whether that's out at an event or over the phone, to talk with a player and get an understanding of what's their personal style. What do you see yourself looking like? How do you like to dress? What is comfortable for you? What fit is comfortable for you? Do you like, the hardest thing is pants. Do you like a slimmer fitting pant? Do you like something that's a little bit more breathable? Do you like light colors, dark colors? Do you like more stretch? Do you like, there's so many elements that go into it to figure out, what's right for each player. I think that's where we take the time of, we'll do that in advance of a season, so that when we're ready to say, okay, it's time to order our spring 2000 players, we already know what we want to send them. It's not, a hit and hope and let's just send them everything, and if they don't wear it, then oh well. Like, we want to make sure that we're kind of crafting an order for a player with all of the things that they like to wear and that they'll be proud to wear, because that goes back to that subconscious of that, look good, play good, feel good, all of that. I think it all works together, and the closer we can align with our players in terms of what is going to work the best for them, the better off that they're going to be, the happier they're going to be, which means the happier I'm going to be.
That's fair enough. I mean, I'll tell you too, Alex. I mean, I could look the part. Whether or not my game's going to come with me is another story. But I think a lot of people could relate to that too.
You're talking to one right here.
Once again, listeners, we're talking to Mr. Alex DePallo. He is the brand marketing manager at Callaway Apparel. And Alex, this has been a great conversation about the newest from Callaway Apparel in terms of the Weather Series. Last question for you, and this might be like trying to choose your favorite child, but you've said a lot of things that are exciting and things for us to look forward to with this new line. What excites you the most about the new series?
Ooh, yeah, that is a tough one. What excites me the most? I think for me, what excites me the most is really getting, for the first time, to really show the golfing public what our outerwear series stands for, and that Callaway Apparel is a true, authentic, performance-driven golf apparel brand that specializes in making best-in-class outerwear for all golfers. I think that, for me, I've seen the product. I've seen how this product has developed, and we are in kind of I would call it a redefining moment in time right now. We've made a lot of changes over the last 2 years in terms of our product, our fit, our product distribution, our pricing strategy, our design aesthetic, the materials that we're using, the kind of everything that goes into what Callaway Apparel is now. And I think we're just on the precipice of really showing customers and re-educating customers that this is a new Callaway Apparel. It's not what you saw 5 years ago, 3 years ago, even 2 years ago. I mean, I would say this spring was the first season that you saw the new Callaway Apparel. And So really, we're just getting started, and it's really exciting for me to be able to come on to shows like this and tell people about all of these changes that we've made, and really get them to say, hey, I've got to take a look at this stuff, because it sounds like it has a lot of technology, and when you see it, it does. It has unbelievable performance. It has a great fit, and it's really the time is now for us. So that's what really excites me the most, is getting customers and golfers to understand and start to look at this in a different way than they may have from past experiences.
That's a really good answer, and I know it was kind of a put-on-the-spot question, but good work with that one, Alex. And listeners,
all right,
go out to our social channels to see a couple pieces of, a couple photos of me wearing the newest pieces from the line. They fit well. I can attest to everything that Alex is saying. I mean, they fit great. I'm looking forward to getting out on the course to try it out. It's cooling down here where I live, so I'm going to have a great opportunity to really see what these things can do. And Alex DePallo, once again, he's the brand marketing manager at Callaway Apparel. Alex, I appreciate you taking some time. It's nice to speak with you again, and hopefully we can do this again in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me on, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again in Orlando in a couple months.
I got a feeling you might. All right, sir.